Hello everyone. I have been trying and failing for well over an hour to record this video, but as many of you may know, I'm currently suffering from a rather nasty lung condition, which is making me break into coughing fits very regularly. So if my voice sounds weird or if there's random cuts in this video, it's because of that. I really don't want to put this video off. I really want to make this video today because I think it's important. So please bear with me and my weird sounding voice. Before we get into anything, just a couple of things. First of all, content warning. We're going to be talking about bigotry, homophobia, and homophobic slurs in this video. So if that's not something you want to see today, then feel free to give this one a miss. That's absolutely fine. And second of all, I hope you don't mind, but I will be training agility at the same time. I just feel a bit more comfortable talking to myself in a microphone in a dark room when I'm doing something at the same time. We're doing agility, we're closing in a 95, getting ever closer to maxing, and it gives you something to watch, doesn't it? Anyway, we've got more important things to talk about though. So, today I encountered this thread. I made the mistake, I know, of going onto 2007 Scape subreddit. A fool's errand, I am aware. But sometimes you gotta go where the content is. And I saw this thread. And if it was just this thread, then I wouldn't be that bothered. But let's get into it. So, I see this thread. Over a year ago, this guy came into a 500-person clan with slurs. He's been reported probably 30 times in the last year, yet his RSN persists. Jagex, can you do better? And unfortunately, the image has been hidden as it's awaiting moderator approval. I believe this happens when a thread gets too many reports in too short of a time. It's probably being report bombed, so to speak. It gets flagged. The mods have to approve it before it can come back. I've had it happen to a couple of my things before when I was talking about the Pride event, so no big deal. But it is a bit strange that they haven't reapproved it yet. I understand they want to do a no witch hunting thing, but I really think this shouldn't count as witch hunting. This is something else entirely. But I had a screenshot from before it got hidden. And yeah, for all of you that have just seen that, I'm very sorry. Like, what the hell? Just in case I have to censor this because YouTube's weird. I'm not monetizing this video, but if YouTube makes me censor this, for those who can't see it, the RSN in question is homophobic F slur with the suffix fucker on the end. And the words have been misspelt slightly to get past the filter. And again, like I said, if it was just this, then I wouldn't be making this video. It's clearly a problem. It's clearly bad. The only thing is that it's not a new problem. Jagex having bad player support, having bad moderation, that's nothing new. We've known this has been an issue for years, and probably decades at this point. If it was just that, I wouldn't be making this video. What really set me off, what really made me lose just a big chunk of my faith in this player base is the comments afterwards. There was a couple afterwards that I highlighted when I posted about this, and there's a bunch more in the thread which we'll sadly be going through. Because when I saw this, I thought it was fairly cut and dry, very obvious. Like, oh, this name is bad. Jagex is doing a bad job of moderating. Let's get this changed. Let's get this fixed. Very cut and dry, very obvious. Everyone with a working sense of decency should know, yeah, let's get this name gone. But no, the comments had other ideas. Y'all are so soft. Yep, this name gives me a small giggle and I think, wow, I can't believe that got past the filter. Meanwhile, someone is having a legit meltdown over it. Like, what? The most obvious cut and dry, heinous RSN case on the planet, and there are people defending it. What on earth are we doing? Is this what our player base is now? Is this the sort of people that we want to appeal to when we remove Pride events because they're too controversial? But this fucking F-slur name is fine. You could be as homophobic as you want. Just don't have a Pride event. What on earth are we doing? And there is just so much of it in this thread. What should be, like I keep saying, the most obvious case of an offensive RSN, and you got people defending it. This one came up a lot. Maybe he's just gay. I think it's fairly obvious that this is a bad faith argument. The people saying this are not being genuine. I'll get back to this one at the end because I think it needs to be talked about more, and I want to talk about some of the stuff first. But this is not a great argument. This person, I think, brings up actually a really good point. They permanently get banning gold buyers, but surely they could permaban players that keep doing this. I'm fully agree with this. I really think there should be some kind of 3 strikes and you're out system with this. If you get your name, the way it currently works, as far as I'm aware, if you get your name flagged as offensive, you get a forced name change. But that's it. There's no punishment beyond that. You can have an infinite number of forced name changes and they just keep happening. And so what happens is people get their name forcibly changed and then they just go and change it to some other stupid thing. And I feel like there's got to be a limit on that. Otherwise, they're just going to keep doing it forever. If you get force changed a couple times, then just don't do it the 3rd time and then you're fine. But I feel like if you get force name changed 3 times, that's it. You had your chance, you blew it. Stop naming yourself stupid shit. You now get a randomly generated name and you're stuck with it. I really think they need to implement something like that, or this is just going to keep happening. They can't improve filters. Filters don't work. People will always find a way around them. People will always find new and extravagant ways to insult each other. But there is no reason that other players, should have to put up with seeing other usernames with slurs in them. We don't need this. You're also soft. Pretty homophobic to report him. Clearly disingenuous and making a joke of the whole thing. But it gets even worse when you see the response to it. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different viewpoints. Like being wildly homophobic is some just different viewpoint that people are allowed to have. Like, no, that's not an opinion. You can't, that's not something you should be allowed to believe. You can't just believe that being gay is somehow wrong and that these people deserve to have slurs thrown at them. Like, what the hell? Why, you're obsessing over his name. It's properly German. Like, again, making a joke about it. This is hilarious. No, it isn't. Like, what are we doing here? Use this, you big baby. This is a link to the OSRS wiki page for the ignore list. It doesn't solve the problem. All right? When you add this person to ignore list, okay, great. You can put them on your entity hider. You don't see them again. But it doesn't solve the problem. You know why this is such a big deal? Because the more you allow stuff like this to be in your game, the more normalized it makes this sort of behavior. Someone comes in and they see that people are running around with names like F slur fucker, and they think, oh, this is something I can get away with, and then they push it further and further, and before you know it, you've created a safe space for homophobes. That's why this is such a big deal. All right, it's not just because of one individual name, one individual guy. That's something I want to make clear. This isn't just about one name. This is bigger than this just one guy. Like, by allowing this thing to flow through, to sit here and not be changed for over a year, and for all these people jumping into defending it, they're showing what they truly believe in. They're showing that they do not care about how minorities feel in their game. Because like slurs are a big deal. This is something that privileged white boys like myself will never understand. Like, I'm a straight white guy. All right, there are no slurs for me. Not that have the power of things like this. I never have to worry. I never have to go out in public and worry that someone's going to throw some slur at me that makes me feel less than human instantly. Because there are no good slurs for me, because I'm in a position of power. That's the whole point. Slurs are about power. It's about saying, hey, I'm worth more than you because you're part of this group and I'm not. I'm part of the good group. Fuck you. That's what slurs are about. All right? They're not good. We don't need to defend them. We don't need them. You're not losing some right. It's not about free speech. You don't lose anything by losing the ability to say slurs. And we don't need them in our usernames in RuneScape of all places. We don't need this. So yes, this is kind of a big deal. And putting people on the ignore list doesn't solve the problem. Jagex needs to do something about this. Because if you put them on the ignore list, the name still exists. Other people have to see it, and other homophobes will be emboldened by it. This is the exact sort of people that get emboldened and big ideas when you ban pride events. This is who we're catering to. Oh, having a pride event was too controversial, but this is fine? Like, what are we doing? This guy pissed you off so bad, you cockwatched his account for over a year. I think that says more about you than him. No, it doesn't. Like, it's perfectly reasonable for people to expect Jagex to moderate their damn game. Like, that's totally normal. In the exact same way that people get mad when bots are running rampant and they check them on the high scores over and over again to see if they ever get banned, it is perfectly normal and reasonable to expect Jagex to actually do their damn job and deal with these things. Like, they have a set of rules for a reason. We all follow these rules. We all agree to these rules when we sign up. This person's clearly broken them and they should be punished in some way. That's perfectly reasonable. Snowflake, and it's so ironic because the people shouting snowflake, you're so fucking easily offended. You just know these are the same people that got all in a fit when about pride. Oh, there's a rainbow in my game. Oh, it's gone woe. You know these are the same people. Their arguments are bullshit through and through. It is incredibly obvious to anyone paying attention. Oi, no sleeping with my dinner. Again, disingenuous argument. Yes, the F slur has some other uses in some niche circumstances. We all know damn well that's not what it's being used for. Stop being dense. Block him doesn't solve the problem. Yes, Jagex should do their job. This was an argument that came up a lot. Wait until you see what they can do with the conscientious objector and a decal tool. For those who don't know, the conscientious objector is an item in Team Fortress 2. It's a sign, and you could put stickers on it, and you could put any image on that sticker. And as I'm sure you've understood, the first thing that people did is put swastikas on them and other stupid shit like that. The argument this is trying to make is that other things are worse, so we shouldn't fix this. And it's like, that's such a horrible way to look at the world. It's what's called always a bigger fish. I'll put a link in the video for that, because there's a great video by Innuendo Studios that explains this. The idea being that we can never solve anything because there's always something bigger, and it's just a pointless way to look at the world. And you know that the reason they're saying this is because they want to be able to do it. They want to be able to put stupid shit on their sign. They want to be able to say slurs, and you can't solve that. You can never call them out on it because, oh well, cancer still exists, so what's the point of this? There's more important things. It's like, no, we should work to solve as many problems as we can, no matter how small they are. That's how you make the world a better place. One fix at a time. You fix 10 small things, you've made a big difference. And so they're all worth doing. A lot of people brought up Counter-Strike as well. Like, oh, Counter-Strike's even worse. It's like, okay, I don't give a shit about Counter-Strike. We're not playing Counter-Strike. And even if it is worse, we should fix both of them. I can't imagine crying over a pixelated name in a game. Like, I don't care if this makes me seem like the fucking weakest soy boy woke lefty on the planet. I care about people. I care about what other people have to be subjected to when they play it, when they do things. Like, everyone on this, like, oh, it's just a game. No, everyone who plays this game is a real person. I mean, except the bots. But everyone who plays this game is a real human being. There's a human being on the side of every screen. And the stuff they see affects them in real life. That's just how it works, okay? You can't separate the virtual and the real anymore. It doesn't work like that. We all live our lives on the internet. This stuff matters because it matters everywhere, whether it's on RuneScape or in the real life. And it's like, you wouldn't go out and say this in real life anyway. All these people are like, oh, I want to be able to say slurs in video games. It's like, okay, because you know you wouldn't get away with saying it in real life. Like, can you imagine you met someone at RuneFest and you had this as your username, and someone said, oh, cool, add me in game. What's your RSN? You would not fucking dare say this to them. You'd be like, oh, you would be fucking ashamed out of your mind to say this to them. Oh yeah, my name is F Slur. Because you know damn well that person is going to look at you and be fucking disgusted. They're going to give you a weird look and they're going to go, maybe I won't add you then. And you'll never see or hear from them again. Because the vast majority of people are rightfully disgusted by this bullshit. You only do it because you can get away with it by hiding behind a screen. Like, everyone knows that's how it works. It is weak, it is pathetic. And seeing so many people defend it is mind-boggling. Like, is this what our game is now? Is this what old school community is all about? Like, just rampant bigotry and homophobia? Yeah, that's totally fine. It's funny. Lol. Like, I don't want this. No one should want this. I cannot explain to people that they should care about others. Ignore and block are two things we forgot about as people in 2025. Again, doesn't solve the problem. We cannot just sweep this under the rug and pretend that it's not happening, because the more you do that, the more it happens. It's just going to get bigger and bigger until you can't ignore it anymore, until your game is nothing but a safe space for fucking assholes. Who cares? I care, and anyone with any sense of decency should care too. Good name. Anyone complaining is a snowflake. Like, seriously, what? There's no defending this, all right? There's no decent person who is defending people saying shit like this. This is the username. Don't forget, this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about some edge case. We're not talking about something that's questionable. We're not talking about something that's just a bit of a joke. You know, like, okay, people like to have silly names. The word cum shows up in a million different names. I made 2 fucking songs about it about the ridiculous names that people have. But I didn't put any slur ones in there because they're not funny, all right? I get that people want to have silly names. And yeah, sometimes it's funny. If someone wants to call themselves Tuzzcock Fatcock, that's pretty funny because it doesn't have a slur in it, all right? You're putting silly words in it, but you're not insulting anyone. You can have silly names. You just don't need to put slurs in it. I'm not even asking for anything wild. There's only about a dozen words that I don't want people using, and that's it. Everyone acts like you're impeaching the First Amendment or whatever. Like, free speech is going to be destroyed because you can't throw slurs around. Like, no, it's just common decency. Don't be so sensitive. Seems like an ally to me. or you can mind your own business. No, gay people want to mind their own business, but they can't because people come into the game and have fucking usernames like this. It is maddening to read through this shit. I will put a link in the comments in case anyone wants to subject themselves to this torture as much as I have. And luckily, most of it's been downvoted now. But I was following this thread for longer than I should have done, and there was just so much of it coming in. And I always want to think that the RuneScape community is better than this. And then things like this happen, and I lose a bit of hope, man. I said I would loop back to this, so let's get back to this. There is one thing that I think warrants a bit of discussion. He's just gay. Okay. Yes. Obviously, I'm a straight white guy myself, so it's not my place to tell people in minority communities what they should and shouldn't get offended by. I get that. However, and I understand that a lot of people, because I talk to and I'm friends with and have lots of followers that are part of the LGBT community, and a lot of them call themselves the F slur. It's a way of reclaiming the term, so it can't hurt me because I call it that myself. Stuff like that. But this context is very different, and I hope, and if I'm getting this wrong, then, my lovely followers, please correct me. But the context is very different. If I go somewhere like Blue Sky, woke the lefty echo chamber, and I see someone with the F slur in their name, I can tell pretty quickly why they've got it there. If it's because they're bigoted in some way, or because they're part of the queer community. And 99% of the time, it's the second one. Because you just look at them for 2 seconds, you go on their profile, you understand, oh, it's a trans woman, oh, it's a gay man. Like, that's the context means loads. I understand that they're using, and everyone else who sees it understands that they're not using the slur to insult people. They're using it as a reclaim, so that it's part of their identity, and that's fine. RuneScape doesn't have that context. There is no way of knowing if this person who's got this name is using it to be homophobic or is using it to reclaim it in some way. And based on the suffix fucker, I'm assuming it's probably the homophobic one. I could be wrong, but again, I don't think we need this in RuneScape. If maybe, on the whim, on the small chance that it actually is someone reclaiming it, I think they would understand. Like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have that name, okay? For the good of everyone, because we can't tell the difference. We don't have enough context to work from. And so that's why I think maybe their gay argument doesn't really hold any water. I'm pretty sure all these people who keep saying it are being disingenuous anyway. I think they would say it very differently if they were serious. But again, if any of my lovely followers wish to correct me, I am all ears. I know I've got a lot to learn here. But anyway, why does this all matter? As I've said a couple times, by allowing this stuff to run rampant in your game, allowing this stuff to slip through the cracks, keeping these loopholes open, you simultaneously make this game a safe space for homophobes and bigotry, and a less safe space for those who are affected by it, for those who the bigotry is against. People see these names, and depending on which camp they're in, they're either pushed away or drawn further into the hole. And that's bad. We're seeing the rise of extremism all over the place. And little stuff like this, it might not seem like it matters, but it does. It all adds up. It all makes a difference. Jagex, you need to do better. Like what the hell? Over a year, I DM'd the guy who made the thread, and he talked about it. This person joined my clan, 500 people, 90 online at the time, to spam slurs, rage bait, and racism. I banned him from my clan, and everyone reported him. I tracked him for over a year, and he hasn't been banned at all. I checked myself. I added him to my friends list. I ain't got it now, but I added him to the friends list. He's still there. He's still on the high scores. He hasn't been banned. Like, what the hell? What is the point? Are we going to have any form of moderation at all? Or is this just something that's acceptable now? Like, come on, Mod North. Are you gonna stand up on stage? Are you gonna go in some newspaper and say that this is fine? Oh, Pride's too controversial, but F slur fucker is fine. Like, go on stage. Tell that to your shareholders. Put that in an article. Tell me that this is fine. Like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, when you go and cancel Pride, these are the people that you're appeasing. Oh, this is funny. This is fine. You're all snowflakes. These are the people you're appeasing when you go and cancel Pride. Like, what are we doing here? These are not the sort of people that you should feel the need to bow down to in your game. Okay? Jagex, do better, man. Come on. That's kind of all I got to say today. I know this was a rambling mess. And I know it probably sounds like shit. But I want it to be said. I want more people to know about this. And I want it to be said because this is really annoying me. Like, what the hell? RuneScape, old school RuneScape is like my favorite game ever. It's a huge part of my life. And I hate having to share it with people who think that other people are worth less than them just because because of who they are, because of who they love, because of how they were born. Like, this shit is everywhere. This isn't the only offensive username that I've seen recently. I've seen tons. I've seen tons of Islamophobic ones, which is very big, which is very on the rise in the minute in the UK. I've seen anti-Semitic ones. I've seen plenty of homophobic ones. I've seen plenty of misogynist ones. Like, we got to do better than this. Jagex, please do something about this. Like, come on. If people get reported for offensive names, make them change it and don't give them infinite retries, okay? Put some sort of limit on it. You get 3 and you're out or something, because these people will never learn. They will just keep going because this is a game to them. But to other people, like, this is a reality that they have to deal with every day. You know, someone logs in to play their favorite game, old school RuneScape, and they get hit in the face with this fucking thing. Like, do better, man. That's kind of all I got. We got some agility gains though, so that's cool. Anyway, that's all. Bit of a rant, but this is really pissing me off. And I don't know. I hope some people agree with me. Now I'm going to go get some water because my throat hurts. Goodbye. Peace.